So, do I have a story time for you guys? So let's see. This goes back approximately just over a year ago. God, I can hear the neighbor's dog. It's annoying. It was right around, it was like 2 days before opening day of shotgun season here in Western New York, that I decided that I had a good job. I was flipping burgers down at the Lakeview, which is over here in Mayville. I ended up running the kitchen for a short time. I'm glad I don't work there anymore, but I was making good money. I had been driving shit boxes, like 5-speed Rangers that I'm blowing locking hubs out of. And I was just driving the definition of a shit box, right? And I was driving my Ranger. Yeah, I was driving my Ranger at that time. I got with my dad. We looked at a truck. It was a 2004 6.0 powerstroke. It wasn't anything done to it yet. It was stock. The only thing it had aftermarket rims and had hub covers that only fit in those rims. And the truck was stock. Looked good though. Like, I'll drop a couple pictures of it from beginning to end. I got it for right around $8,500 before tax. Came up to right about $9,000 after tax. First truck I ever got from dealership, first loan. I'm still paying on it, but sadly I don't have the truck anymore. It had just under 200,000 miles on it, and I loved that truck. It is the Super Duty body style. It reminded me of my first truck, which I still currently have to this day, which is a 99 F350, but instead of a 6.0, it has the 7.3. 7.3 is pretty much the bulletproof diesel that Ford makes. Like, I have one truck with well over 400,000 miles on it. Never give me a problem. 6.0, I had this one for not even a month before I ended up having issues with my high pressure oil pump. Truck was nice. First thing I did to it, cut the resonator off, put a piece of 5-inch straight pipe in there. So it was a true 5-inch straight pipe from turbo back. Pissed off sounding. Like, it whistled, it growled. I cold started it mornings. You could just idling. It was just a solid whistling. Had a VGT turbo, so the veins had the opening and closing veins. First thing I did to it was total it, actually. Well, let me back this up. I started having issues with it not too long after. I beat the fuck out of it, though. Like, I beat the shit out of this truck. I beat it harder than any vehicle I've ever owned. And for being a 6.0 and how hard I beat it, I'm surprised it didn't have more issues. I started having issues where if I shut it off, it would not start hot until it cooled down, or it had to start on ether, which, if you know anything about ether and diesels, they do not, it works, but it's not recommended. Like, it's one of the worst things you can do. It's like a last resort thing to start it. Went through Airport Hill Tunnel with my buddy Marcus, my roommate now that I have, Eric. There's a couple other people. I can't remember their names, actually. I don't really remember. And I ended up having to have my good buddy, Matt Butcher, come with his Cummins and pull it home, because I couldn't. It's the first time it ever did this to me. I did not know what it was. If I would have known what it was, then I would have just started with ether. But that was the start of all the issues I had with that truck. I kept it. I just kept dumping money into it. Every time I turned around, I was having another high pressure oil leak. I constantly, like, on a weekly basis, had to pull my entire top end of my motor off. Intake, boost tubes, turbo. I had to pull all that off for a little $10 O-ring. It started giving me more and more issues, but yeah, I remember the first thing I actually did to it was I took the running boards off. Kind of gave it a better look. Totaled it. Got the insurance money for it. Ended up buying it back and having it repaired. I'll drop some pictures into that too. Got it back. Used insurance money. I put nice aggressive tires on it. Did headlights. CB antenna. I leveled it. Now, leveling. That was a story. It's my buddy Jake Frost, who may or may not make it in this video if he gets here by before the video is done. It was my buddy Jake Frost, my good buddy Marcus Taylor, who you'll get him in a video here. You'll eventually meet him. His ex. I think that was all of us. Yeah, it was all of us. I pulled my truck into my dad's shop. That he has a shop at our old house, and I didn't tell him. So then my aunt who lives up the road called him and said, "Hey, somebody's in the shop." My mom came in, my dad came in, and they were ready to fucking shoot. They thought somebody had broken into the shop. In all reality, it was just me working on my truck. That was supposed to be a 2-hour project. I started it around 6 o'clock at night. Didn't finish it until 3:30, 4 o'clock the next morning. I accidentally dropped the whole front axle out, so I had to reline that. And that was a pain in the ass. But let me tell you, I think it looked fucking good after. Honestly, the two best things I think I did to that truck was the headlights, level it, and put good tires on it. I miss that truck to this day. I still wish to this day I didn't sell that truck. But at the same time, I'm glad I did, because I fixed the high pressure oil leak. I took the tuner off of it. And my buddy actually ended up buying that off me because I tuned it. And yeah, I'm glad I did get rid of it, because it wasn't it was shortly after I called the guy who bought it. I'm like, "Hey, when you want to sell this truck back?" Because I missed it. And he's like, "Honestly, you don't want to buy it back." I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "Cause I'm gonna have to sell it for more than I bought it for." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "I had to have it bulletproofed. Apparently the head gaskets were gone. Injectors were taken as shit. I don't know what this guy did to this truck." So I sold it. All it was a high pressure oil leak. You just need a high pressure oil pump. I was tired of fighting with it. I knew it was going to be a money pit, so I got rid of it. Now to this day, I wish I never did get rid of that 6.0. That is the truck that I still, to this day, like, people send me videos of it. Like, "Dude, this is a year ago." I'm like, I know. I consistently, every day, at least once, go, and I'm like, man, fuck, I shouldn't have sold that truck. Like, that is the truck that got me known around this town. Like, it was the cleanest 6.0 around. And yeah, that's story time on my 6.0. I mean, any of you that end up seeing this video that follow me or know me, you'll know me. You'll look at it and be like, "I remember his 6.0. Like, that truck had my back through some tough times. I resigned a lot first in that truck. First loan, first big step I actually ever made. Like, I had bought that before I even moved in here. Like, that was my first adulting move. It's the only truck I think to this day I would say that I would, if I could afford to buy it back, I would. Yep, that completes my story time. I hope you all enjoy some of the photos, and I think I might probably put a video or two in that. But yeah, I hope you all enjoy the video. I know it's nothing really too out there like my last couple, but it's just a quick story time. Yeah, I don't know what else to really say other than I love y'all. Thank you for following and watching these videos. I'm trying to really actually win something for once in my life. Thank you all.